Thanks a lot. Could you go back to the time series for the different countries?
Yeah, of course.
It's very interesting. Yeah, this one. This I think is very interesting. The blue lines, so the vertical blue lines. So it's like it's with the perfect frequency each year. That peak for France. So in August, yes, you.
Yeah, in August.
How to interpret that? It's first time people are observing the hornets during the barbecue, or it's based on beekeepers. So yeah, I'm surprised because usually we are talking about much later for the huge predations. Beekeepers are observing that later, like in September, October. It's the very critical season for beekeepers and for the predation. This is quite earlier, so maybe it's because of barbecues, holidays. I don't know.
It could be. See, that's I suppose, the shortcoming of Google Trends is you don't know why someone is looking up the term. It could be beekeepers. It could be people that have seen it for the first time. Like, if, for example, when we were discussing it, we were saying the UK have quite a high level of interest. And we were wondering, is that because they get information or they get news from mainland Europe, whereas in Ireland, we don't really? Or is it because they go on holidays to France, they see an Asian hornet, they get home and they say, what was that? And they look it up. So unfortunately, we can't know for certain why people are looking it up. That is, we'd love to know, obviously. It'd be really interesting. Particularly, as you said, in France, because the season is later on, then why are the peaks earlier? That's very interesting. So
one idea could be to just compare the trends with wasp. Just looking in Google Trends with wasp, not Asian hornet, to see if it's just based on they are predating the meats during the lunch, and so they are curious to see if it's an Asian hornet. So because it's very so in France it's holidays, so people are eating outside and doing barbecues, and usually they talking about this. Who is eating my meat? But I think this is not based on beekeeping or the real risk of the Asian hornet. It's more curiosity for France. At least it's a curiosity of people's. I believe.
Yeah, there actually was the Surrey Al 2020. So that is work that was done in Italy, and they actually had the same idea. They were looking at Google Trends. And they saw that there was actually, I suppose there was 2 spikes during the season. There was one earlier on in the summer, one later in the summer. You know, I mean, this is, as I said, it's normalized. So if you went for a particular year or you went for a shorter time, you would see more variation than what we're seeing here. These are just the highest peaks. And then the rest of it kind of looks more like that, but really it's like that, you know. So it is really interesting, and the great thing about Google Trends is it's free. Everyone could do it. It is really easy to get information from it. So yes, I actually think that'll be very interesting to look at wasps. I did look at other invasive species in Ireland to see how Asian hornet compared. So the harlequin ladybird is one that we have in Ireland, and the Asian hornet had a higher hits return than harlequin ladybird. Same with the oak processionary moth and the ash borer too. So there is more interest in the Asian hornet compared to those species, and don't know why. Is it because it's a scary predator that is very intimidating looking, because we don't have any hornets, so there's nothing like that in Ireland that you could you see on a regular. So yeah, no, Google Trends, actually it was just something small that I started looking at it, and it kind of spiraled into this really interesting research. Well, yeah, it's more, there's definitely more that potentially come from it.